Welcome back to the channel, everybody. As you guys see, another NMSU shirt, NMSU gear. Grateful to have a good amount of them. I got this one actually from the bookstore on campus, and it was actually pretty cheap because it's it's Champion, the brand, and it was only about 22 bucks, which might sound like a lot, but compared to everything else there, not bad at all. Most things there are like 30 to 50, even sometimes a lot more than that, like double that, and it's pretty crazy, pretty insane. Shouldn't be that much. But as you guys see by the title and thumbnail, today we're going to be talking about 2 freshmen that will be coming into NMSU next year as 3 stars. So it's great to have some 3-star athletes join the program, some high-rated high school basketball players. Both from, Texas, or one from Jacobi's from Texas. Played a little bit of basketball this past year, his last year of high school. I'm in Arizona, and then Gabe's actually from Arizona as well. We'll get into those players here in a bit. I'll talk about Jacobi first, and then Gabe after that. I was trying to think about what to talk about in this video, and I was going to talk about some of our posts, but I decided just to talk about these 2 upcoming freshmen. I feel like I've touched a lot on the returning guys and our post situation, but I haven't talked a whole lot about the incoming freshmen. I mentioned them a little bit briefly. I'd like to make a video dedicated to them, so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get into it. So I'm going to start things off with Jacobi, like I was saying. He's a 6'6" small forward from Missouri City, Texas. I actually never heard of that city, and I used to live in Texas, lived in El Paso and Corpus Christi, so it's kind of cool to know that we both somewhat group in Texas. He's from there, born and raised. And I was technically raised there, but I wasn't born there. I lived in Texas for about 5 years, from age 9 to 15, or 10 to 15, I guess. So I was there for some time. And so I guess that's something we have in common slightly, even though he knows the area a lot better than me. He played high school ball there at Fort Ben Ekelins, I think is how you say it, or Elkins, something like that. He averaged just under 18 points and 8 rebounds a game, which both led the team. He was a good facilitator too, averaged about 3 assists, which is 3rd on the team. So he did a lot of great things there. Then his past year, senior year, his last year, he played at Bella Vista Prep in Phoenix, and they're a top 25 team, top 25 high school team in the nation. Not sure what they finished their record. I know they started off the year 5-3. They played against high competition, so if they played against teams just in Arizona, they'd probably be undefeated, be even better. But like I said, they're one of the top teams in the nation, played against a lot of really great competition. So it's great to see him, come from that, and he should, translate to the college level pretty easily. No doubt in my mind, he'll be able to do all that just fine. He also had offers from San Diego State and UNLV, who are both members of the Mountain West Conference, which is a very underrated conference. If there was like Power 6 schools, they'd definitely be included in there. Same conference that our rival UNM's in, but this video's not by UNM, so yeah. He also had offers from Portland State and from San Jose State University, which both really great schools. Portland State is actually, a hometown school. Like I said, I was born in Portland, lived there till I was about 9, and it's Portland State University, Portland Community College. Warner Pacific is where my dad went. There's a lot of schools down there. It's also a D3 school down there as well, so a lot of great ones. So, he got offered from there, which is kind of cool. Which is also Portland State, which is where KJ Allen, one of my favorite players. I've made videos on in the past, and now I'll obviously do NMSU videos, so won't be making more videos on him. But a great player. I had a Last Chance U. I'm actually rewatching that documentary, the Last Chance U basketball, which I suggest you guys go check out if you haven't. Bella Vista is a private school in Arizona, like I was saying. So they play against, like I said, great competition, great program, produce a lot of great players, and so there's no doubt in my mind Jacobi will be another great player for us coming in next year, even as a freshman. I know it's kind of hard for freshmen to fight for minutes, especially at mid-major level, but I think he's going to be able to come in, and he's an athletic dude, can shoot well, has a good little fade. He's just a super athletic dude. Can't wait to see him play for the team. It's just great to have 3 stars, like I was saying earlier. He weighs about 185, which is about where I'm at. Seems like he's got some decently good strength, and he'll definitely improve that at the college level. As mentioned earlier in past videos, Gabe Pickens is another freshman coming in, another 3-star. He's about 6 foot, which is about my height, so he's a tall individual, like normally, but when it comes to basketball, just college basketball and just basketball in general, not really too tall in the basketball world, but he's a really strong dude based on what it looks like. Not sure how much he weighs, but he looks like a strong dude, which I think is going to help him a lot. He's going to utilize that a lot in his game, even though he's a smaller guard. He's got that strength. He's actually a really good defender too, despite his height, so he's going to do a lot of great things. Kind of reminds me of a Drew Holiday on-ball defender. So we'll see if he can do that when he's with us. He played at Dream City Christian High School in Arizona. He's from Glendale. Funny story, I actually saw him on campus. Never talked to him, but I went to go eat at Taos on campus. If you guys live on campus at NMSU, you guys know where Taos Dining Hall is at. Actually, I saw Coach Hooten. I was going to say something to him, but then he was busy doing stuff, and I don't know why I didn't say anything to him. Honestly, I easily could have, but I just didn't. And I remember I got inside and I was going to go say something to him, and then I noticed that he was with Gabe and his family, I'm assuming. So it's cool to see him, and then he committed soon after that. Or he was already committed, and then it got official a couple months back in April. But he originally committed in January, made it official a couple months ago. So he will be wearing crimson and white next fall. for at least a season, hopefully more. We can keep him. He's the 28th ranked player in Arizona, which might not seem too high, but Arizona is a really big basketball state, kind of like I mentioned last video about Teddy Allen being from Arizona. This is a big basketball state in general. Really a lot of great players come from there. Same with football as well. He's also the 38th best point guard in his class of 2024. So that's really good. It's really good to know that he's recognized and recruited. Like I said, 3-star. He's going to do great things for us, I think, coming in. Not sure if he'll have a big impact right off the bat, but there's no doubt in my mind if he does stay at NMSU past his freshman year for at least 2 or 3 years or more, like 4 or 5 if he redshirts for whatever reason. I think he's going to develop into a great player. That's another thing to mention too. Obviously there's guys all over who redshirt, like Colin Gurry. He redshirted as a senior at a D1 school when he was coming from D3 from Mount Union when he transferred to Youngstown State and went back to Mount Union after that. So you can technically redshirt any year, but you're going to mainly see freshmen do that. So I guess one of these guys or both of these guys could redshirt. We didn't have any redshirts last year. Mainly every year we do. Last year we couldn't really redshirt anybody because there were some games we only had 7 or 8 guys, so we needed to play the freshmen. So we'll see if it's kind of like that this year. I think we'll have enough players to play that we won't need to play everyone, or we won't be desperate for that. But these are 2 freshmen. These are built different freshmen. I think they'll come in and impact our wing, impact the team on a positive level. His nickname's GP, obviously Gabe Pickens. He'll call him GP3. I think he's going to wear number 3. Or not probably not number 3 because Christian Cook wears number 3. But whatever number he wears, we can, GP and then whatever number he wears, it'd be kind of a cool nickname for him. That's probably what I'll call him, especially if I get to know him, which would be pretty cool. He averaged about 12 points and 5 assists his senior year, really good stats. And about 2 steals as well. Like I say, he's a really great defender despite his height. Still, a big, strong dude, looks like. Can play defense, can play well on offense. He's shifty. He's got a pretty decently good shot. And overall, just a great player. He attacks the rim. Doesn't look like he doesn't have any fear in him. He's a fearless player and attacks the rim with ease. That's pretty much everything I have to say about those guys. When I was, thinking about making this video, I was trying to think of the style. I just looked up a lot of information online, and I was able to watch their highlights and see their game. And again, they look really good. I feel they're going to come in, and they're going to be freshmen, obviously, but they're not going to look like freshmen. They're going to look, like they've been in college for a year or 2 already, previously to that. So they're going to come in and dominate. There's no doubt in my mind they can be great players for the Aggies and hopefully great 4-year player for the Aggies and stay there their whole career. You never know. Maybe they pop off and do very well and, hear from other schools, from bigger schools and want to go there. And if they do, that's great for them. Or maybe if it doesn't always pan out well, they might, go to a lower level school. But I think they'll be very well. And they'll do a lot of great things with the program. Hopefully they can be coaching players and just work hard. Even if things aren't going, they're great, like going great on shooting nights. Let's say they're not shooting that great. They can always, give effort on the defensive end and rebound. That's something Coach Hooney said in an interview that I did with him early last school year. It's almost been a year since that, which is pretty crazy to think. He was telling me, he's like, yeah, you're going to have off shooting nights. That's always going to happen, right? Every once in a while. You don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen. Obviously, you have your great shooting nights, but bad shooting nights are going to happen as well, unfortunately. It just happens to every great player and every player in general. But that doesn't mean you got to, not rebound or hustle or give it your all on defense. You got to give your all on defense and do your best abilities to rebound and just go 100% every night. That's got to be consistent. Even if your shot's not consistent or your game's not consistent, that's got to be consistent overall. So I think those are guys that are going to be able to do that. Again, off nights will be there. But I think they're going to have a lot more better nights than they do have off nights. And hopefully, not just them, but the whole team, they always seem to have great shooting nights and just great nights in general at home. Hopefully they can do more of that on the road. Because I'm telling you, if we were as good as we were at home this season on the road, this team would win Conference USA for sure, because they were 12-3 at home, 1-13 on the road. Imagine they were like 13-3 on the road, 25-6 overall. Can't beat that, man. I have nothing else to really say in this video. A little bit of a shorter one, but I think it's about the same length as the other videos have been. By the time the season starts, I make more game analysis on the games. Those will be a lot longer, and I'll explain more about, like, let's say, for example, say Christian goes off for 26 points or something. I'll talk about that and how it impacted the game, win or lose. Talk about what certain players did well and not so well, what I thought the team did well and not so well, because every game, win or lose, there's going to be some good things, there's going to be bad things, every game. I'll talk about different runs made. Biggest thing I'm looking forward to is if we do make big runs and, get big leads, is not to blow them. Because I've talked to a lot of people about this, how their only really big blowouts were against non-D1 opponents. And they got a lot of great wins against D1 opponents, especially in conference. But they were really close games. They're just fine, but lost some years of my life. I swear I was just getting really nervous watching those games, so it stressed me out a lot. Almost had a heart attack in half those games. But against FIU in the last game of the season, which I made a game day vlog, which you guys should go check that out, they were up by almost 30 and it ended up only winning by 7. And then only scored 3 points in the last 7 minutes, one of them being a free throw. And then I think Christian Good got a layup. So biggest thing is just consistency, and that's what I'm looking forward to this season. And I can't wait for it all to get started. And that's all I had to say, and I'm out.